About 10 days ago, let me back you up here, about 10 days ago, I took 2 packs of Hog Jowls from Porter Road. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't find these in my supermarket or anything like that. So Porter Road is a good outlet for it if you're looking for Hog Jowls. So what I decided to do with that was to cure these Hog Jowls just like you would bacon. So I took salt, I took sugar, I took Instacure #1, and I created a cure for the Hog Jowl, all based on weight. I'll have all the information in the description box for the formula and the recipe for this cure that can be used really on anything. It can be used on bacon, it can be used on ham, it can be used on fish, it can be used on anything. It is just a cure, salt, sugar, Instacure. And so I whipped up enough for the exact amount of weight that I had. I left these 2 cheeks intact. Total, they were about that thick. I put the coating on one side, flipped it over, then I put the cure on the other side. I vacuum packed those and put them under vacuum. That'll really help drive that cure in there. Thin as they are, I knew there would be no problem for that cure penetrating all the way through to the metal on both sides. So I'm looking at it, it looks great. So let me show you one. That's one, you can see how thin it is. So these will shrink up and poof up as they're cooking, just like burnt ends do. So that shouldn't be an issue. So yesterday I took the Hog Jowls out of their vacuum pack. I rinsed them under good cold water, very good. And then I put them in a container, filled it full of water, and I let them soak for around 2 hours. And all that as far as to get rid of any excess salt that might still be on the surface. Most of it should be penetrated through. So with that said, the rub we use today has to be salt-free because there's plenty of salt already in these. I transferred everything into a Ziploc, as you see here, getting ready to cube these up into burnt ends. All right, so we're just gonna cut these in like 1.5 inch cubes, somewhere in there. It doesn't have to be exact. Take that one, cut it in half. I'll get the rest of these cut up, then we're gonna do some seasoning. Since this has been curing for 10 days, it does not need any more salt, just like bacon would not need any more salt. So whatever rub you use, I highly recommend going salt-free. I don't have any salt-free rubs, so I made my own last night, right here. I'll have that recipe in the description as well. It's a really good all-purpose rub, minus the salt. Now, if you want to add salt to it, that's in the recipe. If you want it salt-free, just eliminate the salt. All right, we are dialed in pretty close. Go ahead and raise our lid up. All right, so let's get them on the smoker. I'll put them in this little basket just to make it easier to pick it up and down if I need to. And later on, we'll have to transfer these into another container and sauce them up, but that's down the road a ways. Got a good smoke. I'm burning cherry pellets from Bear Mountain, if you're wondering. Close her up. I want to thank 2 of my subscribers. They seen the video where I showed the Texas plates that I got from Lisa, and so they both sent me one of their plates. This is a 1981 Texas. The USDA, I'm assuming maybe he worked for the USDA, really don't know, but Derek really likes this tag because that's the year he was born, 1981, which makes this tag right at 41 years old. And I want to thank Vic Hawkins for sending me that. And over here we have a Missouri plate that came from Thomas Stubblefield. Thank both of y'all. We appreciate it, and we're hoping one day to have these walls slap filled up with tags. I just want to see, I'm not worried about temperature, I just want to see how tender these are getting. Yeah, those are actually starting to get a little tender. Look at that. By the way, guys, if you're looking for a good thermometer that won't break the bank, then check out Thermopro. This is the Thermopro Lightning, and it has everything that your more expensive thermometers can do. It's ambidextrous, it's well lit, it's very accurate, and this one will react in a second or under, so it's extremely fast. But you'll find this one and all the other Thermopro products using my link in the description box, and you'll also get exclusive discounts. Let's go ahead and transfer these into this pan right here, which is called a piro. I've used this before on video. This pan comes from the oyster bed people, and it's built like a piro, so I figured it'd be perfect for this. Now the sauce I'm using, this is John Henry's Slippery Hill barbecue sauce. Never used this, gonna use it for the first time. And I've been asked before by people that didn't know, that said, what is a burnt end? You know, they're thinking burnt meat or whatever, I reckon, but a burnt end actually hails from Kansas City, Missouri, of all places, right? Big barbecue state. A lot of people think it's Texas, but it's not. So, but yeah, right there out of Kansas City, Missouri, at a place called Arthur Bryant's. That is who invented the burnt end, and it was done with brisket point. And I've seen people do them with pork belly and this, that, and the other, so I'm like, well, why not do some pork jowls? And that's exactly what I'm doing, just getting a good coating on this. This is gonna be almost like barbecue candy or pork candy by the time it's all said and done. And these are tender, they're very tender. There's a few real fatty pieces there, but there's some that look really good. Most of them look kind of like that. Those are gonna be fantastic. So I'm gonna go ahead and coat the rest of this and get it back on a smoker. And I'll see you back here in about 20 minutes. Give this sauce time to set up on everything, but I just wanna make sure that I get a good coating on everything first. Well, only one thing left to do, and that's to try it and see how we done. Let's see here. I think I'm gonna pick this one right here. Nice, thick, square one. Got my name all over it. Here we go. Fantastic flavor, man. All that coming together. That pork is some of the finest pork I've ever had. Porter Road, man, they never disappoint when it comes to pork. I've had their pork brisket before. Outstanding flavors. This is right up there with that. If you've never had pork jowls, I would encourage you to try it at least. This is a good way to do it. It's got that cured flavor from curing all week. It's very similar to the, what did I do? I did a bacon burnt ends a couple of years ago with a Jack Daniel's glaze. It's very similar to that. Matter of fact, you could even use that glaze if you didn't want to use a barbecue sauce, but hey, this barbecue sauce works great. It's got a little heat to it too. And I did add cayenne into my rub, so it's a combination of both of it. If you don't want that, just don't add it. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope I gave you a few ideas. I'm Russ Jones with Smoky Ribs Barbecue.